Hello, I'm Dylan Choi with Game Changer, and today we're going to be coding a game where you deliver presents. Some things that you will need to know to code this game are both loops and physics. So let's get right into it. So first you're going to want to create a new block coding project. And first let's delete this little monster that they give. So first we're going to want to code the stage. So all you have to do for that is to drag out an onStart block. Scroll down to physics. If you don't see physics anywhere, you have to click more, and then make sure that you have physics selected. Right. So physics, and then drag out a start physics block and a set gravity block. We're going to want to set it to 0 by 15. The higher this number is, the more gravity is, so take that into consideration when you are coding. You can play around with this number, but I felt that 15 worked the best for this game. Alright, so next we're going to want to create actor. Go to drawing tool, and we're going to want to make a little present. So select this square tool right here, and make a little square for this. So you can decorate this more, but just for the video, I'm just going to leave it as a square to save some time. So now that you created the actor, let's drag out a when blink occurs block. Go to sensing, and find the mouse down sensing block. And then let's go to motion and grab the go to block and a point towards block. So we're actually just going to leave this here, and then you have to create another actor. Go to media library, scroll down, let's go to winter, and then let's just select this snowman. So go back to present, and instead of go to mouse pointer, we want to go to snowman. So whenever you click it, the present knows to go back to the snowman, which is where you want to throw from. Alright, so now that we have that, scroll back down to physics and find the set linear velocity block 2 block. As well as the set restitution block. These blocks help to control the speed at which the present will fly. So let's just set it to 25. And then set restitution to 0.1. Drag out another onStart block. Go to physics. And find the set active and set static blocks. We are going to set active true, as we want the present to be able to move around, and static false. Grab another onStart block. Find a forever loop. And find an if block as well. And then scroll down to motion. Find the set angle to block and the move blank pixels block. So this little bit of code that we have here, we will come back to it later, but basically for our little chimney that we have, we want to create a boundary so that the present can't just disappear into there. So after we create that actor, we'll come back to this. Next, let's begin to code this little snowman here. So you're going to want to drag on start block, go down to physics, and bring out the set active and set static blocks. Now our little snowman over here, we don't want him to move, so we're going to set static to true. Then drag out another on start block, find a forever loop. Let's go to motion, and let's find the point towards block. And then we're going to have him point to the right edge of the screen. Let's just make sure that he's pointing in the right direction. And then we're going to drag out another on start block. Go down to looks, and then let's find the go to front block. And then let's go to motion again, and let's grab the go to block, which would be go to X blank, Y blank block. Right here. Now with this block, what this block is going to do is it's going to tell our actor where to go. So bring your cursor over to your actor and drag him to a spot that you like. And then you will see in this, the little corner, you can see the coordinates. So mine is 530 and negative 230. So we'll type that in. The X is 530 and the Y is negative 230. You can change these, but I found that these were the best for this game. So we are also going to want a way to tell the score of our game. So let's click Add Actor again, Drawing Tool, go to this Box Tool, and then make sure that the size is down to single digit numbers. If it gets too big, then it takes up too much space. And then let's pick this black color and create a square. Let's name it Score, and then click Save. So we're going to want to drag out an on start block, and then scroll down to pen, and then find the set font to block, as well as the set font color to block. You can pick the font of the number that will show up and the size as well as the color. So font color, you have to make sure to pick a color that's not white. So I'll just pick black. And then the font doesn't really matter, but the size we want to make it rather large. So let's set it to 48. Cool. And then now we're going to want to grab a forever loop. Drag that in. And then go to looks and find the set label to block. So for this, we're also going to want to create a variable. Let's go to variables and then click create variable, and our variable will be score. Right. And drag that score variable into this spot right here. Right. Go back to events, drag on start block, and then go to variables and find the set to block right here. And then, so on the start of the game, we want to set the score to 0. And then find the when I receive block. And then go back down to variables and find the change block. Drag in that variable again. And then let's do score. So when I receive a score, which would be the present hitting a certain spot that we'll code, then change the score by 1. And this should reflect that. Same with the snowman, we're going to want it to make sure that it goes to a certain spot. So drag out another on start block, and then go to motion, and drag out this go to block, and then physics as well, and grab those same set active and set static blocks. So we do not want our scoreboard to move or be affected by the present, so let's set static to true. Then drag your cursor onto the little box that you just made, and mine is at 350 and 230. So we will put 350 for the x value, and then 230 for the y value. Alright. Next, we're going to want to create another actor. This one will detect when the present hits it to add to the score. So let's bring up this line tool, and let's make a little black line. And then we'll name this one goal. Alright. So the first thing you're going to want to do is drag out a when blank occurs block, go to sensing, and find the touching block. So we're going to want to change mouse pointer to present, and then go up to events, and find the broadcast block, and then type in score, broadcast score. This just alerts the code or this little score actor that, you know, the player scored, so it will add 1 to your score. Right. So drag another on start block, go to physics, and then just bring out the set active and set static blocks again. We also don't want this to move, so set static to true. Finally, drag out another on start block, go back down to motion, and drag out that same go to block. So I think I'm going to want my little goal to be in this corner over here, and the coordinate is about -580 and -150. So for x, -580, and for y, -150. So to test that they go to the right spot, you can click this play button, and then everything should be in the right spot. So that works. Alright. So we're also going to want to create a little chimney. Let's go to drawing tool, and then for this one we're gonna make another square, but let's change the color to kind of a brownish color. So you can drag this over to orange, and then let's go all the way to the right to create kind of a brownish color. Alright, and then select that square tool again, and let's create more of a rectangle looking shape for this one. Again, you can add more detail for this one, but for the interest of time, I'm just going to leave it as this little rectangle right here. So remember to click save, and let's begin coding for this. So to code the chimney, let's drag out another on start block, let's go to motion, and drag out that same go to block, and then another on start block, go down to physics, and then set active and set static. So we also don't want the chimney to move, so set static to true. So let's increase the size of our chimney a little bit to make it match this little line that we made. Okay. So for this one, you're going to want to set the coordinates to -570 for x and -380 for y. -570 for x, -380 for y. Play to check. sometimes you actually have to play around with it a little bit. So actually, after playing around with it a little bit, I found that setting the x value to negative 590 and the y value to negative 290 works the best. So the final thing we're going to want to do is, once again, click Add Actor, go to Drawing Tool, select the Line Tool, and draw another vertical line this time. That is not the right color. Okay, so I'm just going to choose black again, because that's the color I did for the goal line. Right. Then click Save again. So this actor is going to serve as kind of a boundary, so that once you score a point, I guess, the present's not like bounce out or anything. So we're going to drag it to the right side of our little chimney, and right there. So we want to make sure that we have a little space right here, or else it causes the present to kind of vibrate through, which is kind of weird. But so for the code, we're going to go to Events, drag down On Start Block, and then Physics, and Set Active, Set Static Block, and then we're going to set Static to True, because we do not want this to move either. Another On Start Block, and let's find that same Go To block, and then, so finding the coordinates takes a little while, so I will do that right now. So I found that negative 460 for x and negative 300 for y works the best. And then to test this, you can just click this play button, and then just make sure that everything looks good. And then to find the coordinates, just bring your cursor to the actor, and then in this screen on the top right, you should be able to see some numbers that change when you move your cursor around. Those are the coordinates. The one on the left is the x value, and the one on the right is the y value. Alright, so now that we coded this actor, let's go back up to present, and then find the touching block and sensing. So here it is. And we'll change mouse pointer to actor. So this tells the actors that whenever your little present touches our boundary that we just made, it will move 1 pixel or basically bounce off. Now let's drag this present over here, and the game should be ready to play. So let's click this play button, and then as you can see, when we do hit that little boundary that we made, the little present does not go through. And let's try and score right now. As you can see, the score pointer will change, and yeah, that's your game. So I hope you enjoyed coding this, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the